Elon technically didn't fail his first business, but he didn't really blow it up either like Tesla. His first business was Zip2, which he started with his brother, and they took a loan from their dad for about $30,000, but they also didn't make any profits from it until they exited for about, I think, 300 million. But they only took a very small percentage of that. And while it technically wasn't a failure, it is nowhere near as big as where he is today with Tesla, which is worth over $1 trillion right now. And there have been tons of other entrepreneurs who have tried different things and have failed miserably. Me, while I am not on their level just yet, I have also tried things all the way from selling snacks in high school to no-code SaaS, and I can confidently say that I have failed both of those ventures handsomely. But I have also learned tons of things from all the ventures that I have tried in the past. You might be wondering who I am. My name is MoisesNovaAd. I am an 18-year-old who started his first venture at 17, and now I'm just documenting my way to the top. I am super grateful that I've been able to fail my first business ventures because I have learned so much, and especially to not make the same fuck up twice. Because messing up once is not that bad. For all the people who are scared of failing, don't be scared to fail. Be scared to fail twice. Whenever you make the same mistake 2 times or 3 times or even more than that, that's because you know that there's a mistake with you, and you really need to go down on the drawing table and figure that shit out, because making the same mistake over and over and over again is, in my opinion, not really defendable, because you really shouldn't be fucking up on the same mistake twice, especially if it's a huge mistake. If it's a little mistake, then yeah, it can be forgiven, but if it's something that's huge, like taking out a loan and never paying it back, now that's something that you need to worry about. I'm going to tell you guys a story about 2 friends named Sam and Alex. And Sam and Alex were very good friends. They were very close. They grew up together. Sam, by nature, was more fearful. He was more afraid to take risks, and he wasn't really willing to do as many things as Alex was. Alex was more outgoing. He was more charismatic, and he was willing to take a lot more risks than Sam was. And after high school, Alex had the brilliant idea of starting a business venture with his friend Sam. And at first, it was going well. They had raised over 10 grand for their software company, and they were doing well. They were doing lots of great stuff. They were doing great. But after some things started going wrong, Alex, by nature, was scared, and he saw that there was too much risk involved, and he decided to back out. He decided to take his own share of the company and exit and just leave. And that ended up making Sam completely unbalanced with his company, and he couldn't do all of it by himself, so he ended up failing. He tried to do it all by himself, but he couldn't. He didn't have the capacities, and he didn't have the skills to do it all on his own, so he ended up failing. And a couple years later, Alex and Sam met at the cafe, and Sam, after failing his first business, had started another business in e-commerce space, and that business he was able to grow to over $10 million a year. And Sam, on the other hand, had exited his business. He had made a couple $100,000, and now he was working at a bank. So you could say that Alex had the last laugh, since he ended up exiting and he ended up keeping some money. But in reality, Sam was the person who ended up scaling a business to over $10 million because he was able to take the risk and he wasn't scared of failing. And even after he did fail, he was able to pick himself back up again and start something that was even bigger. So moral of the story, take the risks, because the risk taker always has the outsized returns if they don't stop and if they learn from their mistakes. Another thing that I am super grateful for is that I was able to see that failing is not that bad. I failed, and what happened? I was still able to come home. I was still able to eat. And yes, you could argue that I was able to do that because of my family and I had support. And yes, you are 100% correct. But I also realized that even when you hit rock bottom, you're still alive. I mean, you still have God. You still have so many other things to look forward to, and you can just pick yourself back up and just bounce back up again. Because whenever you realize that a failure isn't going to be the end of the world, and you can bounce back up right after you fail, then in my opinion, you're going to be pretty indestructible, because you're not going to be scared to do the same mistakes again. And one of the biggest things that holds people back is the inability to take risks and the fear of failing. So whenever you lose that fear and whenever you flip that switch in your brain that failing is not all that bad, I promise you, your life will shift for the better. Another little fun fact, most millionaires are business owners and entrepreneurs. Tons of people think that most business owners are stars from Hollywood, athletes, football players, basketball players, soccer players. While yes, they do make a lot of money from sponsorships, a lot of them do make money. 73% of millionaires, or around that space, are business owners. So if you're looking to start a business, it will be hard and you will probably fail your first one, but that's okay, because I don't think this is to motivate you. 9 in 10 businesses will fail, but the one business that doesn't fail might be yours. And if you do fail, then just start it back up again, and this time it might be the one that doesn't fail. So in my opinion, yes, you will lose money and you might even lose time, but I think the risk is extremely worth it, because bigger risks equal outsized returns. Yes, you might lose more if it's a bigger risk, but what you gain from it is, in my opinion, just 10 times worth it. A huge part about starting a business is helping others and being helped. And a lot of people are very good at helping others, but when it comes to helping themselves, they are horrible. I can say this because of personal experience. So if you want to know a little bit more about that, I would actually recommend for you to check this video out. Or don't. I don't really care. Peace.